What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back at Copart for another Copart walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. All right, are you guys ready? Somewhere in this video, we're supposed to run into a Roush. Yes, a 427R. But first, we ran into this, an F-150 Lightning. This is my first time actually seeing one of these in person. The closest I've ever been to one was watching Hoovie's Garage, who boy, he went pretty viral on his videos on the F-150 Lightning. And I've had a lot of people asking, am I going to go electric when it comes to pickup trucks? I don't I don't anticipate that happening. Is it possible? Yeah, maybe. But like real world capabilities, not just what's on paper, they've got to be really good, guys. They've got to be really good. Like, they have to be able to get at least 250 miles towing. All right, because I can get that out of my car all day long. And then even if you can do that, even if you could push these things to get 250 miles towing, we have another problem. This is the F-150 Pro. The other issue that I have is when you are towing, where are you going to charge these things up at? And that's the problem that I've had with all of these, including the Tesla truck. That's another issue, is Tesla's got chargers everywhere. I've been to chargers all over the country, not just Tesla, but Francis Electric and Something America, Unify America, Electrify America, something like. I've been all over the country and I've been to all these different chargers, and I'll tell you what's lacking. The ability to charge with a trailer. Most chargers do not have a setup for a vehicle that is towing something behind it. So what are you supposed to do? Drop your trailer? No, man. So in order to charge most of these things, you're going to have to drop your trailer, and you're going to have to turn around, go to a charger, charge up, then go back to your trailer. That doesn't make any sense. And here's another issue. This thing took a hit to the front, and it's totaled. Now, I don't know the extent of the damage. I can obviously see that it doesn't look like anything impacted this fender, but yet the fender went into the door. So most likely, we've got some frame damage over here. But I think the real reason this is totaled is not because of the damage. I mean, frame rails can be fixed and damage can be repaired. This damage does not look all that bad. You know what I mean? Like, it really does not look all that bad. I don't think the front of the truck has been shifted. I think it's just damage to that side over there. But these electric vehicles, half the time, if you get a dent in one of these things, they're totaled. Here's another thing that'll total them. On top of the fact that it's electric, all these airbags. You know, airbags are great, but I mean, this one blew all of them. Every one of them. The seatbelt pre-tensioners, the dashboard bag, the knee bolster bag, the steering wheel bag, the curtain bags, the side bag. I mean, every bag in this truck is blown. I am curious to see, though, like, if it's got any power, because this is my first time. It does. This is my first time coming across one of these. Oh, it's got 48% with 106 miles of range. So that means on a good day, this thing probably gets right around 210 miles without towing. And that's, let's turn that down. We don't need all that. It's a nice truck. You know, if all you're going to do is just do normal truck things, if you're not going to be towing with it, and you just want the newest, latest, and greatest with the coolest features, yeah, this is probably it. This is probably, I'd love to drive one. I would love to drive one. Yeah, this is a super cool truck. I like it. I just don't think we're there yet, guys. I don't think we're to a place yet where these things really make sense. And this was 100% a work truck. Yeah, I mean 100% a work truck. I love this this low max cover. I'm not sure how it operates, but this thing is pretty awesome, man. I assume it's just got a pole that comes down like, yeah. Oh, I like this. It's so thin. Very nice. And of course you have everything back here for running. Like, you could run your house off of this truck, guys. Look at this, power outlets, and the big one. Yeah. It's like having a built-in generator right in your truck. And I'll be the first to admit, the features, insane. Super cool truck. I like it. But I don't think we're there yet, guys. The towing capability is where you lose me. You've got to do better for towing, and you've got to have better charging infrastructure for people that have a trailer. We should not have to drop our trailer in order to charge our truck so that we can go back and get our trailer. It just doesn't make any sense to me. All right, let's walk away from the electric trucks, because I could argue and debate EVs versus gasoline all day long, including lithium and how horrible lithium is to mine, and the fact that we purchase our lithium from, well, people that aren't so friendly to us, you know, and child labor, that's not an issue to those people, man. They got no problem sending kids to go help mine lithium. So all in all, the whole EV movement, it's a great idea. And Tesla's completely just dominated the market. Tesla's doing phenomenal things, and every automaker today is making something with batteries. Even my Ram with the e-torque, even it has a battery inside of it as well. So, you know, I'm obviously not saying it's never going to take off. It already has. I'm just saying we're not there yet. As much as people want us to be there, we're not there. Maybe someday we'll get there, but honestly, I hope we never do. We never do. I think it's great that EVs are an option, and as long as they remain an option, I'm happy with it. But when you force people out of their gasoline cars and trucks and SUVs, and you force them into electric vehicles, it's no longer an option. That is where I have a problem. Competition is good. Let's keep it going. EVs, gas cars, I love all of this stuff. It's phenomenal. It's fun to watch the evolution of the automotive industry. It's a great time to be alive. But let's not forget, gas cars have been around literally forever. And I've got a feeling they're going to be around for a long, long time. Now, getting back to gas cars, I have to look at this because, well, I had one of these back in the day. It was the newest car I had ever owned at the time I purchased it. This is a 2007 Saturn Ion, and it says level UX. So I don't know what level it is, but they had levels 1, 2, and 3. This was a great car. I really loved the car. The level 1 comes with nothing. It has roll-up windows and, you know, manual crank. It had nothing. Level 2, you got a little bit more. Level 3, you got everything. You got like leather, and you get a sunroof. And this is probably a level 2. And it took a little ding to the back, but I mean, it's got good tires. The belts have melted. The moldings, that's different. But that is all melted. Wow. The gap here, you know, the gaps weren't the greatest from the factory on Saturns because they're plastic. These are plastic cars, so the gaps could be a little questionable at times. Aside from the ding in the back, though, this car actually looks pretty decent. The best part about all of this is the plastic. The quarter panel, as long as you don't have internal structural damage, you can replace the quarter panel. It just unbolts. Literally, you just unbolts through here, unbolts over there. You take the quarter panel off. The bumper, obviously plastic, because all bumpers are plastic. You take it off, you swap it out, and you've got a car with no damage. It's that simple. Let's take a look at the interior. No leather on this one. So, oh, and I already see this is a level 1. It's got crank windows, guys. Yes, an 07 with manual crank windows. These also came with a manual transmission paired with a, I believe it's a 2.2 liter Ecotec engine, which some people love it, some people hate it. Personally, I've always loved this engine. Minimal issues, easy to maintain. You're kidding, this thing's gonna start right up. Under 100,000 miles. You could drive this home. fired right up. Are you serious? So, just like my Impala, oops, yeah, that could get annoying. You got OnStar, and the dashboard was so cool, I thought anyway. You've got everything right in the center. It's a unique vehicle, guys. I'm gonna have to check that front suspension. It seemed like it turned a few too many times, you know what I mean? We'll crank that down. We got the AC blasting. Goes into gear. It goes forward. Brakes work. It goes backwards. Let's see, does the important window work? Yep. It sure does. It's got power locks. It's got no key fob, just this key. Even has the book. Look at that. Air conditioning is nice and cold. Miles are 96,150. Super low miles. Airbag light is the only warning light on the dash. Revs nicely. Sounds good. Here's a weird little cubby hole. I never understood what that was for. These are your dimmers right here for your lights, your interior lights, dash lights. But that little cubby hole right there, like I don't know what you're even supposed to do with that. And then there's another weird little cubby hole right here. What are you supposed to do with that? I have no idea. A couple of cup holders, e-brake, a very basic car. I mean, it's extremely basic. But basic or not, what are you complaining about? Oh, the key. Here, we'll throw the key right there on the seat. Basic or not, very reliable, cheap, and super easy to maintain. You can do everything on this car yourself. Like, it's super, super simple, guys. Somebody even PPF'd the hood, or clear brought it, I should say. Let's see if we can, let's see if I can get in here, if I can remember. Come on. There it is. There's your little 2.2 liter EcoTech slush box transmission. I love this thing. And here's another great thing. These cars are insanely cheap when you find them like on Marketplace or something. These things don't cost anything with a clean title. Finding something like this that's totaled, it's salvaged because of a dent. Guys, listen, you don't even have to fix it. I'm not even sure I would fix it. Like, it's just, the panel here has a crack and a chip off the back of it. All right, you could glue that back in if you wanted, and a dent in the bumper. You know, should you fix it? Yes, you should. Find a bumper, find a quarter panel in the same color from a junkyard, dime a dozen, put it back on, you'll be good to go. But if you didn't want to, you could drive it just like it is. As cheap as these things are with a clean title, with a salvage title, this one's probably going to be a pure sale, and nobody's going to want it. Next to it is a Ford Fusion, and this is interesting because it looks like half the car has been replaced, and yet it's here. So this was one of those, I'm guessing, a canceled repair. I forget what they call it, a refused repair, something like that, or maybe somebody was just driving it like this. I don't exactly understand why parts of it are silver and parts of it are yellow. Like, see, this was done on purpose. The top of the trunk is this yellow color and the rest of it's silver. So this was a rejected repair. That's the word I was looking for. So at first glance, that was my initial reaction, was this must be a rejected repair. Somebody started, the body shop put it all back together, and then somebody, whoa. The insurance company rejected it. The customer rejected it. I'm going to say that's a big fat no. That's a big fat no. This car was never going to be repaired. Somebody intentionally made their car look like this. You know, hey, to each their own, right? I'm not here to make fun of somebody. Whatever. You do you. It's your car. Make it look however you want to. But here's the thing. If you're ever out doing something stupid, and we all do from time to time do something stupid, it's going to be so easy to spot this car. You know, Can you give me a description of the vehicle? Yes. It was 80% cream color and 20% silver Ford Fusion. With black wheels. Like, you can't miss it. Like, you're literally making yourself look so different from everybody else. You'd better be walking a straight line, because if you're not, it's not going to be hard to find you. Now, of course, we're coming across a Mercedes-Benz over here. I got to stop and just take a quick peek. It must be wrecked in the back, because the rest of it looks good. And if it's not wrecked in the back, then I'm gonna have a really hard. Oh man. Wow, okay. That's really bad. So it's an E350 4MATIC, and I don't see anything wrong with this car at all. These are the ones that intrigue me the most. When you're walking around, you look at them really carefully, you don't see any hail damage, they've got good tires, it's got a set of Continentals on it. This car doesn't even look like it has a scratch or a ding. Like, this looks like it was maintained very, very well. Look at this interior. How rare is it to find a salvage car out here with a beautiful interior? So far, I'm not smelling anything funky. Okay, and it's got power. This is all too good to be true. Too good to be true. Folds of honor. Let's move that out of the way here. And we're gonna have to move that seat back, because there's no way I can fit in this car. Now, Monkey Wrench Mike has warned me about anything 350. He said these engines are notorious for timing chain problems, and they just weren't very good cars. Oh, it's dead. So close. You were so close to perfect. Now we're gonna have to jump start it. Let me see if I can even find, where's the, there it is. I'm willing to jump start this one, because something seems very suspicious. This car is in beautiful shape. Absolutely beautiful shape to be sitting here like this. Everything on this car looks amazing. Everything. I don't think there's an oil dipstick on here. Maybe there is. Hold on. I do believe there is. No joke. Oil? A little dirty. Definitely due for an oil change, I'd say, but not abnormally filthy. Let's throw a jump on it. Let's see if it wants to run. Okay, it's got power. Let's see what it does. This is a 2013 E350 4MATIC. Honestly, a really nicely spec'd car. Oh no. Oh no. The engine sounds like it's partially locked up. Either that or my booster pack has just a bad... Ooh. No. One more. Yeah. Well, you know what's a shame? I'll tell you what's a shame. So, I'm thinking this engine was locked up. It must have taken in some water. That's my guess, because otherwise I don't know how you could file an insurance claim unless it was water related. This engine turned over, guys. Granted, it didn't sound great, but it did turn over. Turned over several times. This engine, although it is stuck, it is not stuck. You know what I mean? This is an engine that I believe is completely savable. I think this is a salvageable engine. I do. Get it, take it apart, pull out the plugs, let's make sure there's no water in it, lube up the cylinders, let it soak, and gradually rock the engine back and forth, a little bit at a time. I would put money on it. This could be saved. And with as good as this body and interior looks, even with a rebuilt title, this car would be worth some money. This one's going on my watch list because I honestly think we could save this one. So it's on the list. It's a pure sale. Ends in 1 day and 40 minutes. No bids. Mechanical damage. 98,000 miles. Pre-accident value of $15,000. It is a salvage title. Mechanical damage, huh? It's on the list, guys. We're going to let it run and we're going to see what happens. Pure sale, no bids. I'm absolutely putting some money on this one. I will. And if it can't be saved, then it can't be saved, but I'll give it a shot. Let's continue on and see what else we can find. No on the Hyundai. No on the Chrysler 300. I'm starting to like these Buicks, though. I'm getting old. That's all there is to it. I'm getting old. These Buicks, in my personal opinion, are starting to look pretty nice. They really are. These are some nice looking vehicles, man. Continuing on, let's see what else we can find. If I sound a little congested, please forgive me. I am a little bit congested today. I don't know if it's allergies or I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, it sucks. I'm getting kind of stopped up out here today. Could be all the mold I've been breathing in since I've been here. That might have something to do with it. Let's take a look at this one. I can see it took some back end damage. It's an 18 ATS. I'm just curious how bad it is. Oh, it buckled. Yeah, it buckled. It's only that side though. See, I'm not too afraid of stuff like this. The buckle is all the way in the back. There's no buckle as you get towards the front, at least not that I can see. There might be. Yeah, actually there is. Oh, you guys may not be able to see it, but there is. There's 2 buckles in the side. Scratch that. You know, damage to the back, not a big deal. I can find a body shop. In fact, I've been considering finding a body shop. I'm not the guy to be doing body work, all right? And I'm sure not the guy to be getting out there and trying to paint cars. It's number one, it's not interesting to me. I don't have a love or a desire for it. And because of that, I feel like if I did it myself, I would be doing the cars a disservice. I really would. So I'm looking for any local body shops that might be willing to take on not huge projects. I don't want to get into like full frame replacements, but you know, things that have some body damage, need a little bit of body work, maybe some patch panels or things like that. And paint, yeah, you know, maybe we can start looking at some stuff that needs a little bit more repair. With that said, here's a perfect example of one that needs some repair. This is it. The Roush 427R. So here it is, a 2008 Roush charged 427R. This is something, believe it or not, this car, this is still without a salvage title, this is about $40,000 car, guys. $40,000 car. Now, I'm highly interested in this one because I think this is going to be an easy fix. I think this will be a super easy fix. 427 stage. You wondering where the damage is? Surely you've seen it by now. Now, I've intentionally tried to hide it from you guys, but I think it's time to show you the damage. Like I said, I'm sure some of you have already seen it because it's pretty significant, but I don't think it is that bad. All right, yes, the roof is pushed in. My question to you, to anybody that knows body work like this, obviously you should replace the roof. That's the right thing to do. How much could that cost? Like really, how much does it cost to cut out the roof and replace it? Well, I don't know. But here's my other question. Could you not, I hate to say PDR, this is a big dent. Really, really big dent. But my question is, if you pulled out the headliner and you pushed everything back up, is it not possible to fix this roof? Or is this just too far gone for any type of a paintless dent repair? Now, obviously, you've got damage over here as well, but I don't see any damage to the rail. It's creased over here. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think this, even if you have to replace the roof, I just don't think it's a big deal. Let's take a look at the interior. Nice blue on black carbon fiber inserts. The business is under the hood, though. You know what I mean? The business is absolutely under the hood. What would this thing go for, salvaged? You know, most cars I can get a pretty good idea. This one I don't know. This one I don't know. This is a, it's more along the rare side of things. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of these out there, but the 427R, it's kind of a really limited and rare breed of car. I don't know. I don't know. You know, a normal Mustang that's salvaged like this, I'd be like, oh, well, you know, it's a $10,000 car. It's probably going to go for $6,000, you know, $55,000, $6,000. But something like this, you just don't know. And mainly because of the damage. The damage is so cosmetic in nature that I'll bet this thing brings some big numbers. I do. I don't get me wrong. I don't think anybody's going to go around driving it with the top crunched in. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying the damage is just, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I guarantee you, I don't even have connections for bodywork, but I could find somebody that could do this. Absolutely. All day long. Now, let me make it clear, because I know Santa's Workshop replaced a roof for me on my El Camino. So obviously he could do it, but he's got 100 projects of his own. So I doubt he'd have time for something like this. And the best part of this is, let me put this hood up. Actually, the best part of this is what I'm looking at under the hood right now. That's the best part of this. But the best part of this is the roof is not exclusive to this Roush. That's the best part. You could get somebody to cut you a roof off of any Mustang GT from this generation, and you could put the roof on. So again, I want to make it very clear, I did not forget about Santa's Workshop. It's just, he's got so many projects, he wouldn't have time to do something like this. So I don't have any available connections to do a job like this, but I guarantee you I could find someone. I could find someone. So this is your 4.6 liter supercharged, or as they like to call it, Roush charged. You've got your numbers right here. Actually, did I just say this is a 4.6? Is it a 4.6 still? Because this says it's a 427. Horsepower, 435. Torque, 400, which back in those days was some pretty good numbers. I'll bet it is still a 4.6. It is, yeah, 4.6 liter. It's just a 4.6 with a supercharger on it. I was wondering if it actually had like a 427 under the hood, you know? Because that would, it does say 427. And, you know, a 4.6, that is not 427 cubic inches. So the 427 must have another meaning. That designation is more than likely just the package that this is with the Roush supercharger on top of it. You've got custom built by Own something over there. I can't read that. English conversion by Roush Performance Product in Livonia, Michigan. Roush Stage 3. It's as good as it gets, guys. There's no Stage 4. This is all of it right here. You know, a couple dings that you could PDR for sure, no big deal. The insert's missing, only on this side. That's a very common problem on these generations of Mustangs. It even, oh man, it even, oh wow, that shifter, that is crisp. That is crisp. Nice short throw shifter. The clutch, surprisingly, is not heavy at all. It's got a good feeling clutch. Oh, I'm gonna have to put a jump on it. Gauge cluster, of course, is custom. You got a rev limiter that goes up to about 6,000 RPM before it redlines. White-faced gauges. It even has Jack Roush signature in the center there, and then over here it says Roush, and over here it says Roush, and over here it says Jack Roush, and it's obviously, and over here it says Roush, and the wheels say Roush, and the plaques under the hood say Roush, and you get the point. And the door sills say Roush as well. So if you didn't know, and then the plaques over here say Roush, you know, it's definitely, it's a Roush. Hey, I knew that. God, how did I know that? Okay, show me. If you know where that saying comes from, drop a comment below right now and tell me. You remember? Okay, show me. 90% of you have no idea what I'm talking about. 72,450 miles. Oh. Uh-oh. Really? Well, that's not good. Tell me, because this is clamped on real nice here. Let me put it in like emergency boost mode here, because that should have cranked this thing right up. Should have been no problem at all firing this thing off. Let's move this over here maybe to the strut. I hate doing that. I wish there's a better place, you know what I mean? Come on. Great. Let's really make sure that's bitten down there. It shows it's pumping juice to it. We'll find out. It'll start. She'll start. You need these from the same movie. There it is. There it is. I'm surprised it's not louder. This thing might be 100% stock, guys. It sounds good though, doesn't it? Sounds good. Here's these louvers that I hate that are on my white Mustang. It's just plastic junk, man. It's the problem with all of this stuff today is it's all plastics. So, it's out of gas. Check engine light's on. Airbag light is on. Airbag light is very normal in these. Why, I don't know, but this thing runs too good. It's too quiet. Don't worry, I'm only revving it up to 3,000. It was under 3,000 RPM, guys. It's fine. Important window. Yep. Less important window. Yep. What about air conditioning? Let's see if we got some cold AC. I love these carbon fiber inserts. These look really nice. Probably aftermarket. I don't know, but it actually looks like real carbon fiber. No, it's a sticker. Oh, it's a sticker. Okay. Well, you fooled me for a second. Yeah, that's a sticker. That's unfortunate. And here's the damage inside. Like you can still drive it though. I mean, there's still room. You could still drive this. AC is ice cold. Car runs perfect. What do you guys think? I don't know. This thing's a beast for sure. Listen to that thing purr. Absolutely perfect. I'd be curious to know why the check engine light's on. Let me look down here and see if it's got any headers. Nope. Factory manifolds. Alternators charging nicely, 14.2 volts. We're going to go ahead and take this off, get this out from under the hood. Gently set this down over here. All right. Let's take it for a test drive. I'm kidding. I wish. I do. I wish we could test drive these. God, it sounds so good. The sad thing is, when you think about it, like, this car was kind of king of the hill back in its day, right? And then today, you got the 2022, 2023, I don't know, my fiance's Mustang GT is like 420 horsepower stock. That's factory with no boost at all, naturally aspirated, twin cam, 5-liter V8, and it's putting out the same numbers as this car with a supercharger. So, yeah, is it still an impressive car? Maybe not by today's standards, but I still think This is a hell of a car, man. This is an absolute great car. I would love to have it, even with the roof. I would love to have it and eventually find somebody that could replace or repair the roof for me. Drop your comments below. Tell me what you think about the Roush and how much do you think this should bring at auction. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to drive this car home. I'm going to drive it right out the gate. I'm going to cross my fingers nobody notices. We're going to take this car home for free. I'm kidding. I'm not going to jail over a car, okay? I'm not going to jail over a car. I'm not going to jail over anything if I can help it. With that said, I think we are going to end this video. I think this car is, I think it's savable, and I really do want it. I really want this car. I just don't know how much I'm willing to spend on it because I don't know how much it's going to cost to replace the roof. I know that I can get a replacement roof for dirt cheap. You know what, $300-400 bucks for the roof? And I'll have them overcut it. You know, we can get it cut down to the middle of the pillar and probably down to the middle of the B pillar back there so that there's plenty of excess to work with. I just don't know. I don't know how much it's going to cost to actually fix the roof. And I don't want to end up being into the car for too much because then obviously I'll never be able to make any money back. But this is one I would love to save and put back on the road, not to mention own myself. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know you enjoy the content. Drop your comments below and consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.